The Crew 2 Ubisoft Ivory Tower is going into 2022 with hopefully a big bang. So let's go in and talk about what to expect and what's to come for the Crew 2 going into the new year. What's going on? My name is Sid, and today come and join me as I drift around in the Crew 2 and have some fun while I talk about what is to come in 2022 for the Crew 2, or at least what I hope is to come, what is confirmed, and what definitely isn't confirmed. But to begin with, of course, do head down there, subscribe with notifications on, do leave a like on the video, all that good stuff would be appreciated. But yes, let's get straight into it. So today is, at least when this video goes out, is December 31st, the final day, the day before my birthday. But yes, that means that the Crew 2 is about to enter 2022 in its 4th year of development. So we've obviously had quite a lot, and 2021 was a big year for the Crew. Although we did have the chase in 2020, 2021 is when it sort of really started getting into full swing, and that's when my channel started. My channel really kicked off in 2021. And we've had quite a bit, and like Ubisoft said in their earning reports, the Crew 2 is up 50% in revenue and 70% in player engagement, meaning it's getting bigger, and Ubisoft is publishing on their first page of their earning reports the fact that the Crew 2 is getting bigger. So what does that mean for 2022 onwards with investors and the scope of the Crew 2? Well, first and foremost, we obviously know that we will be getting Season 4, Episode 2. So, that is going to be the Contractor, Episode 2. Now, we don't know what the naming scheme of it is, although we've had the Chase and the Hunt and US Speed Tour, which is East and West. It could be another game agency situation where they're two different names or whatever. Okay, nice. But yes, we get the Contractor, Episode 2. Now, am I expecting much for that? No. Are my hopes up? No. Am I really looking forward to it at all in any way, shape or form? No. The only thing I'm looking forward to in Episode 2 is continuing my new upload schedule of 4 videos every week. That's the only thing I'm actually looking forward to for the Season 4, Episode 2, The Contractor. It's gonna be a shame. I mean, if we look at the past, every single season so far has followed a system of the first episode is whatever it is, and then the second episode is whatever the first one was, but off-road. And if we are to follow that pattern, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not looking too good. The Contractor off-road, how would they even do that? How would that work? Would that make any sense? It might not be. I mean, you never know. It could be something completely out of left field. It could be deliver the package like the Crew 1, where it was... No, it's not going to be anything like that. No, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably going to end up just being off-road Contractor. Obviously, we don't know, but it's going to be one to coast. All I'm hoping is that the Contractor Episode 2 doesn't have extra weeks. I don't know what they're stalling for, but the Crew 2 has been adding so many what I call dead weeks. Now, these are any amount of weeks over the 8-week normal amount that a Motor Pass is. And Motor Pass is 8 weeks long. However, they seem to have... The US Speed Tour 1 had 9 weeks, and the US Speed Tour 2 had 10 weeks. I believe the first episode of the Contractor was also a 9-week. But if they're gonna 10-week Episode 2 as well, Jesus. Like, wow. Really? Really? Oh, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I would not be surprised. I'm not expecting much. I do expect some dead weeks. But that's all I'm hoping for Episode 2, because I don't have any other hopes for it. I hope... nothing. I hope I'm able to continue my upload schedule, which is going to have nothing to do with Episode 2. But the next thing that is confirmed is Season 5. Yes, Safiel Maini. No, that's not Safiel. Okay, sorry, I'm not sure who it was. However, someone during the US Speed Tour announcement announced that the Crew 2 is going to be still going for minimum Season 5. They announced Season 5. Now, they didn't announce another year of motor passes, because if they did, we already had up to Season 3 confirmed, which was US Speed Tour. However, instead of announcing, another year of motor passes, which would be up to Season 6, they instead announced that year 3 of the crew, year 4, will be motor passes, meaning only 2 more. So, Season 5 was confirmed amongst that. And what Season 5 will be, I have no idea. If you guys would want to see a video of my motor pass ideas, because I have an idea fleshed out for a bike theme season, I have a motor pass idea fleshed out for a driver season. So if you boys would want to see my ideas and maybe even submit your own in that same video, let me know in the comments. I'll consider doing that for a video. But I don't know what to expect for Season 5. Here's the problem I see. So the US Speed Tour was found out about very early into Season 2. US Speed Tour was Season 3, and we got the we got people posting images of it very early, because UB Forward was slap bang in the middle of Season 2, meaning Ubisoft would have forced them to stop working on the game and the agency. Probably a big reason why there's no new events in the game agency and they're just spec changes, because the agency was rushed to then start working on US Speed Tour to then get out a trailer for Season 3, which is US Speed Tour. See, now the problem is, if we use that as an example, Season 5 is when UB Forward is, which most likely means that for Season 6, they're probably going to have to force out Season 5 and instantly stop development on it for Season 6, if we are getting one. Because Season 6 is not confirmed. We could not get a Season 6. We might instead get an announcement for the Crew 3, which I will get onto. However, for now, we won't be getting a season. We don't know if we're getting a Season 6, but if there is a Season 6, or at least an update after Season 5, chances are it won't be very good. Season 5 won't be very good, because they will have to force it out to instead get a more hype season, a more hype idea like US Speed Tour in UB Forward. Do you boys get what I'm saying? Season 5 is going to have to be really bad, because they're going to have to instantly start work on Season 6, if it exists, to get trailers out for UB Forward, is what I'm saying. However, there's another option here. Allegedly, the Crew 3 is in development. Allegedly. And allegedly, there is a scheduled 6 months of no content for the Crew 2 once the before the Crew 3's release. So the Crew 3 release date announcement, and then boom, we're stopping updates for the Crew 2 at this date, right? And if the Crew 3 has been in development as long as allegedly is thought, that means that most likely it would release early to mid to late 2022. However, there's a very slim chance Ubisoft force them to release it in 2021, because Ubisoft has been looking to, better their image after the, same with the Splinter Cell remake and stuff like that. They're really trying to better their image, so they might force Ubisoft Ivory Tower to force it out 2021. However, it would be a terrible game if they did. But that release date, late 2021, is perfectly lined up with the 6 months of downtime with UB Forward announcement. So if Season 5, and if that's the case, I believe Season 5 could be a grand finale season, meaning it could actually be quite good. However, again, while I'm saying all this, boys, it's more likely to not be what I'm talking about than it is. So don't get your hopes up. But if we get the Crew 3 announced, this UB Forward, Season 5 could actually be alright, and that is going to be insane if we do. Allegedly, the Crew 3 is intended to be a full overhaul because they weren't very happy with the Crew 2, allegedly. And what that means is, you know what, I'll make a separate video on everything I hope for the Crew 3. I'm not even going to get into it here because it's a lot. But the thing is, we'll know if it's the Crew 3 instantly. Instantly. Because UB Forward, for the last, 3 years, has relegated the Crew 2 to only be in the pre-show. They've been in the pre-show for the last, 2-3 years. Ubisoft, a while ago, even took them off their earning report. But now that they're back on the earning report, and, if it's the Crew 3, that's going to be a main show announcement. So we'll know, at least have a good estimate as to whether it's the Crew 3. Essentially, once we get the schedule for UB Forward, once we get the schedule that says, hey, in the pre-show, we're talking about this game, this game, this game, and this game, and in the main show, we're talking about the Crew 2 along many other things, that, in my opinion, is okay. Either Season 5 is something big, Season 6 onwards is an overhaul update, so, map DLC, map DLC, graphics overhaul, stuff like that, or we're getting the Crew 3. Now, there's that option as well. There is a chance that instead of the Crew 3, UB Forward this year will be an overhaul. So essentially meaning it will be, like I just said, higher graphics, higher, an alleged map DLC that was meant to release over a year ago, a year and a half ago, that, it could be that. There's a lot of things it could be. However, after we've talked about Season 4, Episode 2, and Season 5, obviously Episode 1 and 2, there's not a lot else that is confirmed. All of it is alleged. That obviously I can't exactly say where or how I know, but, it's just information that you have to take with a grain of salt. Don't really go like, oh yeah, that's definitely what's gonna happen. Now, what in a perfect world, what would I want? Well, I'll say this much. I don't exactly want the Crew 3 to not be announced. But also, okay, no. Let me follow up with some other things. With the Crew 3 and whatnot, if you look at the Indeed, now this is public stuff. If you look at the hiring for the Crew 2, Ubisoft Ivory Tower, they've been hiring a bunch of, hey, who knows, if there's an overhaul DLC, we might get all of the houses that are around the map, like this one in Dallas and the one in LA. Or Las Vegas, sorry. But yes, on their hiring, they've been hiring for a long time people for a quote-unquote new project. And we're not talking like Chase new project, Motor Pass new project. We're talking can build a thing with an engine from the ground up. Now, using procedural generation for an engine from the ground up is a thing only done when creating a map. And what does that mean? That means either the map DLC or the Crew 3. And not only that, but what it means for the Crew 3 is possibly a new map. Now, worst case scenario, it means... In all fairness, I think the worst case scenario is it means that it's still the Crew 3, but it means instead they're just going to update some of America instead of actually change some of America. I mean, it could be worse. It could be that it's an update for the Crew 2, and it's just changing some of the places. But for the Crew 3, what it means is it would just be changes to America, which if the Crew 3 is still in America, I will... Oh, I can't even begin. I will, again, save it for a video on what I want from the Crew 3. But wow, if the Crew 3 is in America. Like, I cannot even begin to express how much I would cry, throw up, and cry more if it was America still. Do you boys get what I mean with that? The Crew 3 in America, we've had 2 games, upwards of 7 years, almost a decade of America. And if the Crew 3 was America, that would mean we'd have over a decade and a half of America. Come on! Surely not. I get America's its big selling feature. Some people say that, the fact it's in America is its big selling feature. How about, instead of the fact it's America be the selling feature, how about the fact that it's a big map? Because a big Africa map would be insane. Egypt, the pyramids, South Africa, the rivers, the places like Chad. I want to be a Chad. Those places are perfect for a map. Africa as a continent, a large chunk of Eastern Europe would be perfect. Australia, I don't think would be the best, but I think the Crew could do it well. Japan, even though it wouldn't be the best video game map, I think they could easily get away with it just because there'd be so much hype around it. Sure, we have the whole of America, but do you really want the whole of America for an entire other game? Or would you want the whole of an entirely new place? Come back to America for the Crew 7, when we've already had, 3 other places, then come back to America and do it from the ground up. From the bottom up with all the new technologies we have at the time and make it perfect. We need to ditch America and look out in UB Forward 2022 for as soon as if we get the Crew 3 talked about in UB Forward 2022, if I hear either, the bow, bow, down, Crew soundtrack, any kind of American music, or I hear good lad Fergus start talking about, yes, the Crew 3 America, I'm running. I'm running the opposite direction. Goodbye to YouTube, because I guess I'm going back to accountancy. But yes, let me know in the comment section down below whether you guys would what you guys would want for a Season 5, what you think they could do to save Episode 2 of The Contractor, and whether you want an overhaul update at UB Forward or a new game. That's going to be about it from me. Thank you so much to the popular members, a special thank you to famous members, and an insane thank you to Icon member for the love of life. Hope you guys enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making it. In a bit.
My heart spills so